I love finding ways to help other people feel inspired. And the next guest speaker inspires me a lot. For those of you, Stephanie mentioned at the very beginning, my friend Saber, who I see in the back, is the one who introduced me to it. Hello, Saber. Haro, known as Help a Reporter Out, was founded by our next speaker. And I believe sold too, right? It was sold. But he founded it. It is given access to reporters, to experts, in a very effortless way. It combined experts and the technology of the internet. He's got 4 books out, from zombie loyalists, talking about how to create great service, to nice companies finish first, to a PR book called What Can We Do That? And a customer service book. So for those of you that work with me, you know why I admire this gentleman very much. He is regularly found speaking for very large corporations, from Hyundai to American Express, and my favorite, NASA, which I looked for the video of you screaming on the top of the roof and I couldn't find it anywhere. But there's a video of Peter watching a rocket just a few hundred or a few thousand feet away from him take off. That's an awesome video. But I'd like to bring up our next speaker, PR expert guru, angel investor, CEO, public speaker, Peter Shankman.
Yeah, so I wasn't one of times 30 under 30. Janet Bush didn't. No, bullshit, man. This is like, this is actually a really good group. Normally, when I speak for a living, and I'm usually the corporate keynote, I'm the opening keynote, and so everybody follows me, right? It's like, okay, I got it. And then, so I never hear other cool people. Well, I never hear cool people. So it's actually pretty awesome to hear everyone today. Connection, I actually handled PR for Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink under the Yum brands, and told them that we should go to Brooklyn and buy a garbage truck and pay cash for it from a guy named Vinny, which we did, and drove it around the country following the Warped Tour with a giant Nestle Quick Bunny being crushed in the back of the garbage truck. So it was a pretty fun summer. Yeah, thanks for having me. I don't do PowerPoint or anything like that. I just tell stories. And essentially the stories center around one basic theme, which is that if you do what you want to do and you do it and you work really fucking hard at it, you'll succeed. And the problem is that along the way, there's going to be every obstacle known to man thrown in your face to tell you why you shouldn't do it. And the only obstacle that actually matters that you have to listen to is your gut. Because that's the only one that actually knows you. The irony of man is that we spend, we've been here for millions of years, or however many millions of years on the planet, and the only thing that's kept the species continuing to populate is our gut. Don't pet that saber-toothed tiger, it can kill you. It said this to us before we knew what words were. And we listened to it, and that allowed us to propagate. Yet, we're so stupid that we think that we can ignore our gut, right? When our gut, when I got mugged, I'm born and raised in New York City, went to public school. When I got mugged when I was 16, you know why? Because there was a group of gangbangers on 65th Street and Broadway, and I thought, I could just walk past them. And my gut said, hey, no, you can't. You probably shouldn't do it. Please. They took my Walkman. When I was under 30, don't even know. To not have my Walkman to go home with. So, the only thing that can tell you you're doing wrong is your gut, and that's the only thing you should be listening to. If you don't have haters, then you're not doing enough to change the status quo. It is imperative that you have haters. So, my story in a nutshell, like I said, I was born and raised in New York City public school kid. Anyone else? No? Okay, so I actually grew up in Manhattan and went to high school performing arts. Ironically, I was a vocal major, and I'm the only fucking one up here not singing. But, so I was actually in places like this and Sweet Bays and all these clubs supporting my fellow students in high school who would then go on to be people like Jennifer Aniston and Marlon Wayans and Adrian Brody, which fortunately none of them showed up to the reunion. Because then, because my success would have been shit. I just sold the company! They just did $40 million in a movie. So, But yeah, so I went to school in Manhattan and went to Boston University and went to grad school out in California. I was studying fashion and portrait photography because it's a great way to meet women. And no, I was on the beach with a camera doing math. And with 18 credits, I lost my financial 18 credits to go, I lost my financial aid. And the government sent me a letter saying, your parents make too much money, we're taking away your financial aid. And I sent the government a letter back saying, my parents do make too much money, they keep it. And the government didn't find that funny. So that was actually one of a long line of experiences with doing things that governments don't find funny. I'll tell you more about that later. But I moved back to New York, was living in my parents' apartment again. And it was the summer of 1998. You want to talk creativity and back up against the wall. Actually, no, it was before 98, it was 95. I was living in my parents' basement, or apartment, and I had no money. And no life either, really, because I was living in my parents' house. And I was hanging out in something, again, under 30, not going to understand this, something called the Melrose Place TV Gossip Chat Room on America Online. Essentially imagine twittering about House of Cards, but it wasn't a device, it was a machine, it was connected to a phone line, and somebody connected to a phone, connected to something called a modem, M-O-D-E-M, it's Wikipedia, but you type something in this chat room, you'd go get a slice of pizza, you'd come back 30 minutes later, someone would type something back to you. That's what we did instead of dating. And someone in that chat room said, my company should build a newsroom, you have a journalism degree, have you ever worked in a newsroom before? And I said, totally, in line, and they said, great. We'll see what we can do. And 2 weeks later, without any experience, I was being moved down to Virginia to become the founding editor of the American Online Newsroom. And I launched AOL News. And this is in 1995, so for the millennials in the audience, AOL was the internet. Okay, AOL was a shit back in the 90s. I had Peter at AOL.com and thought that made me the coolest person. It didn't. But also, I've never actually used the email address because everyone was getting on the internet in 1995 and everyone was getting on through AOL, so everyone said, oh, my friend Peter's on the internet, he must be Peter at AOL, so I could never use that. We'd go to, every Friday we'd open up a six-pack and we'd project the misdirected emails on the wall and read them. There's some Peters in this country doing some freaky ass shit. But I learned 2 rules at AOL and they stuck with me forever. The first one is if you want to do anything, then you gotta stop thinking it's about you and you have to start thinking about who you're doing it for. In other words, you have to know your audience. Every single one of us in here has the opportunity to become an entrepreneur if we're not already, and to go out and do something and change the world. But if you want to do that, you have to know who you're doing it for. What I mean by that is we're doing it for ourselves. Obviously, we want to create, we want to be different, we want to do great things and change the world, and that's awesome. But know your audience and know who you're selling to, know who you're pitching to, know everything about them. One of you guys mentioned earlier that someone pitched you or something without any prior experience. So in my spare time, I fly out of airplanes for fun. I'm a licensed skydiver with close to 500 jumps, and I was actually someone actually came and pitched me to angel invest in their company. I'm an angel investor for about 9 companies, and they asked me to invest in their product. They were making something for skydivers. They were making something for GoPro cameras that would actually tell you if the GoPro was malfunctioning, and you didn't have to look at it, which is great for extreme sports because you don't want to divert your attention. And so the guy shows up in my office. I'm like, all right, he must know I'm a skydiver. He wants to meet me. Shows up. He goes, hi, Peter. He's like, I've done a lot of research on you. He goes, so I have this product for a GoPro camera. In case you're not familiar with what a GoPro is, I brought one so you can look at it. It's used by some extreme athletes in different sports. I look them up like, this is actually just random that you're pitching me. You don't know that I'm a skydiver, and that I know the founder of GoPro, Nicholas Woodman. I'm the first fucking person to jump with one. I was so fucking angry. If you can't do the most basic, that's the thing. I mean, we're surrounded in a room of millennials here, right? Everyone's millennials this, millennials that. So let me tell you, first of all, I have a Chrome extension that changes the word millennials in my browser to the word snake people, which I think is really But I don't care if you're millennials. And by the way, after millennials comes Generation Z, and after Generation Z, my daughter's 3 years old. I just found a Generation Alpha, right? Give me a break. I don't need to label you people. You know what I want? Do your fucking homework. Alright, you want to impress me? Be humble and do your homework. I don't give a shit if you're 15 or 90, I'll hire you. Impress me. Do your homework and impress me, because it's not about being a millennial, it's not about being any age, it's about appearance, it's about laziness. Here's the thing that I've learned in starting and selling companies, and here's my only rant, guys. We live in a society where we expect any sort of service, whether it's customer service or interaction that we have, whether it's at the restaurant or on an airplane or whatever, we expect it to be shit. How many of you have flown recently? Who had a good flight recently? Raise your hand if you had a good flight. Yeah, okay, what made it good?
I got to my destination.
Yeah. get to pay him to say that. So I give this speech in front of like CEOs and everything. They go, so why was your flight great? Like, oh, we took off on time, we landed on time, and this was just a... So you signed a contract of carriage with the airline that said they would take you to a certain place in time, they would take you to a certain place at a certain time, and that's what they did. They didn't let you fly the plane. And there wasn't someone next to you, like, making... You didn't join the Mile High Club, you basically just got there. You didn't crash from a mountain, and you're over the fucking moon. Which tells you the extent to which the experience level that we expect to have exists. It is non-existent. So here's the deal: you want to win, and you want to be in a position where you can build something, let your creativity shine and change the world. I don't need you to be awesome. Okay, Robin and the rest of the speakers tonight are way above what I need. I need you to not suck so much. Literally, walk out of here with the tools to be 2 levels above crap, and you'll get everything you've ever wanted in your life. Because we don't expect anything better than crap. Your flight, you go to the restaurant and order a Diet Coke, they bring you a Coke. You go to the dry cleaners, it's just not ready Thursday, it's not ready until Tuesday. You go to Starbucks and what's your name? I said, Peter, and somehow they wrote Pa. Pa? Yay. I'm not sure how they got that from Peter, but if that's what we expect, I just want you to be a little bit better. And here's why: because you don't have the right to an audience. You don't have the right to create a product and have everyone love it. You don't have the right to have people listen to you. Having an audience is a privilege. It's not right. And you have to earn that privilege. It's exactly like wearing spandex. No, it's true. I fluctuate between super ridiculously fat and now. I don't get to thin. I get from like super ridiculously fat to okay, he doesn't look that bad. But yet I've done 2 Ironman triathlons. And that's not, I know you're thinking, no, you're wrong, you misheard. You watched the movie Iron Man twice. I've actually completed 2 Ironmans. And the thing about it is, though, is that when I do the Ironman, I've trained for 8 months, 10 months, a year and a half. And so during that race, I have the right, I've earned the privilege and the right to wear spandex. As soon as the race is over, someone goes over, here's your medal, sir, congratulations, now please put on this baggy shirt. And I understand that. It's a privilege. There's maybe about 3 women in this room who have the right to wear spandex, not 1 man. And that's cool. But it's the same thing with having an audience. So create good shit, right? Be really passionate about what you want to create and work really, really hard at it. And don't give a shit about what other people say. Because at the end of the day, they're not you, and they're not building what you do. And the saddest thing in the world that I can possibly imagine is not doing something because you're afraid of it. Try something and fail. I have a great quote that I like to say: I don't lose. I win, or I learn. Okay, I don't consider failing a loss. I consider it something I've learned. The only time I've really failed is if I haven't learned anything. I was doing a podcast interview once, and I said, I don't lose. I win or I learn, except that the internet connection cut out, and so all they got is, I don't lose. It's like, oh, pompous asshole. But, so, I want you guys to remember that fear, much like awesomeness, fear is an illusion. Much like limits, fear is an illusion. And if you can break through it, and I'm not saying go do stupid shit, right? I'm the safest skydiver you'll ever meet. In the respect that I jump, I fall, I open, I land. And I'm perfectly content with that. For me, it's about my ADHD. I'm diagnosed, anyone diagnosed ADHD in the room? It's actually a gift, not a curse, so if you are, own that shit. Anyone think they have it? Just need to get diagnosed? Okay. So I have a bracelet for you. I actually have a website with a podcast called Faster Than Normal, where we interview CEOs and celebrities with ADHD and who understand that it's their superpower, and they treat it as a gift. So pass this back to her. So yeah, Faster Than Normal. But I skydive and I run and I do all this shit because I am 3 steps away on any given day from being a junkie in the streets, and I know myself. And I know that if I let my ADHD get the best of me, if I don't have systems in place to check myself, I'll fail. And so I want to encourage you guys to get out there and do incredible things, because not doing it out of fear is a stupid reason. I encourage you to do it in such a way that you're taking care of yourself and that you understand yourself. I don't drink anymore. I didn't drink a lot, but when I drank a lot. Does that make sense? Right? So, and I never did stupid shit. I didn't but it was so much easier to do stupid shit when you're drinking. It's like, I never drove drunk or I never molested anyone or anything, but the amount of fucking domain names I bought that I still conferencewithoutchicken.com. I wake up at 8 o'clock, hungover, dehydrated, I don't even know what that. What am I? That's $9. And so it just occurred to me that that if I want to succeed, I need to have rules in place. And being an entrepreneur, it kind of sucks because you can do pretty much anything you want. You can do it on your own, and I'm an entrepreneur, I can work.